Whatever your GPA is this semester before you graduate, that's what they're using to determine if you're magna, summa, or cum laude. I had to break the video up into 2 parts because when I finished recording, it was like an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. And y'all ain't trying to sit through all that. Okay, we're back. So he emailed me back and he was basically like, hi India, like I really admire your strength and determination. I'm so sorry to hear about everything that's going on. He was like, if you can get permission from the dean and the dean's office, I will admit you into my class. When I tell y'all, I was driving home from school when I got that email. I had to park. I called my mom. I'm literally getting emotional now. I called my mom and I bawled my eyes out. Baby, I was thanking God. I was like, so I was like, okay, next step, I gotta get permission from the dean in the dean's office. Mind you, I'm over here like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this because I'm used to dealing with FAMU where you trying to get in contact with the dean, unless you and your dean is best friends, it's gonna take a while. Or you're gonna have to work up the chain of command before they let you get to the dean. But I emailed them, I told them my situation, I told them what the professor told me, and the following day, they emailed me back. One thing about it, they know how to communicate, because I'm sorry, but HBCUs gotta work on their communication, because had I sent this email to FAMU, I would not have gotten a response. Anywho, they replied to me, they were like, hi India, here's the paperwork that you have to fill out. You need to get the following signatures within 48 hours or we'll have to void your request. Baby, I got all them signatures within that 48 hours. Working overtime to get all them signatures. So I got all the signatures. I had to get a signature from my advisor for FIU, the professor, the dean or someone representing the dean, and then admissions. I had to get those 4 signatures on the form in order for my request to be processed. I got into the class. I got it within that 48-hour period. I got into the class and the professor gave me, I think like a week and a half to catch up. So he didn't even give me a 0 on those assignments. He gave me a week and a half to get all the previous assignments finished. Baby, I had them assignments finished within 3 days. That just goes to show when you really want something, you're gonna do whatever you have to do to get it. I'm gonna end the story time right there, but had I not sent that email to that professor, I would not have graduated. Furthermore, had I not looked into Florida Shines, which I'll talk about Florida Shines later, had I not looked into Florida Shines, I would not have graduated. So please, you are your biggest advocate. Never stop fighting. If they say ain't no more doors, you better break a wall down or you better build one. Never stop fighting until it's over. Literally, God was in my ear telling me, India, don't give up. It's not time yet. There's another way. I was literally every single day emailing these people talking about, I found this, and this. Tell me more. Or I found this, and this. I'm gonna try this and see if this works. I will keep you updated. I literally got into a mode where it was less of, can you help me do this? And more of, I found this and I did this. I need this from you. Like, be proactive, because these people gonna try you and they gonna tell you it ain't no way, and it certainly is a way, okay? So yeah, there's that. Next, if you can travel, travel. This is something I wish I would have did. I'm literally going to Europe today, and I wish I would have done some sort of study abroad program, whether that's study abroad for a week, a month, a semester, a year, something. I wish I would have did it. And the thing about study abroad is that you're traveling, you're getting these experience while you're young, still in college, but also there are scholarship opportunities and funding opportunities available to help you pay for these opportunities. Because baby, Europe is expensive. A lot of these other countries is expensive. Plane tickets is expensive. Please, if you are interested in traveling, look into these study abroad programs. There should be some sort of study abroad program or office at your university that has more resources and more information available for you to look into the different opportunities that are available. Next, leverage your professors. just like the career center and the internship coordinator, your professors literally have worked in whatever industry you're trying to get into. And if not the specific category or area of the business that you're interested in, they probably know someone who has, and they can connect you with that person. They can connect you with opportunities, with jobs. Let me tell y'all something. SJGC professors, one thing about it, they're gonna ride for their students. They might be hard on you, but they are going to ride for your students. Two of the hardest professors were probably my favorite coming out, which is Dr. White, Dr. Valerie White, and Dr. Betty Grable. Baby, those were the hardest professors I took. They definitely gathered me. Definitely gathered me. My first grade in SJGC was an F, because I was writing English style. I was used to writing English papers. Didn't know what the difference between an English paper and writing as a journalist was. Dr. White gave me that F, but she gathered me and I left that, baby, one thing about it. And I'm so grateful for both of them, because they're definitely the reason, they're why I am as successful as I am now, but also why I know as much and why I'm like, they really just changed my perspective a lot. Dr. Grable is a PR professor, Dr. White is a journalism professor. And I'm just so grateful for both of them. And even with that, Dr. White has written letters of recommendation for me and been a very big catalyst in the reason why I received opportunities. She wrote my recommendation letter for Disney Storytellers. Definitely a viable reason why I got the opportunity, because she's so, she is like one of them. She's one of those top dog professors in SJGC. So it's like having a professor that's a top dog professor out of all professors in your program, be able to speak about your work ethic and your character. Oh baby, whatever she writing for is gonna stand out. She wrote my recommendation letter for a scholarship opportunity for SJGC, and it's like when they see Dr. Valerie White on a recommendation letter, oh, they're gonna pay attention to whoever that student is, because they know if Dr. White says you're an amazing student, that means a lot. So please connect with your professors. And even like during Grads Are Back, she introduced me to some of her previous students who had job opportunities available. So it's like, please connect with your professors, build relationships with your professors, check in on your professors because they're human, attend their office hours, build a relationship with them, because they are literally a major part of your network. They literally are helping you within your specific career. They can guide you to people who they taught previously, people that they went to school with, people that taught them, people that they've worked with, people that they've met. They have a huge network and you need to take advantage of it. Next, network as much as you can. I mean, that's crystal clear. I don't have to say anything else. College is about networking, and I promise you, a lot of the times when it comes to scholarships, when it comes to internships, when it comes to job opportunities, when it comes to programs, it's who you know and not what you know. If you know somebody at a company, like I'm telling you, so many job applications are asking you, do your parents work here? Do you know someone who works here? Did someone connect with you about this opportunity? When you click yes, that makes a difference. That definitely makes a difference. So please be sure to network. Your network is your net worth. So please take advantage of networking opportunities and try and build your network as much as you can. Get these people's LinkedIn, because I promise you, when you graduate and you're looking on the other side, if you're trying to go back or reevaluate where you're working, apply for new opportunities, and you've connected with someone from Nike or someone from JP Morgan Chase or someone from Bloomberg while you were at college, you can easily send them a message and say, hey, I'm looking into applying for XYZ. We connected while you were on FAMU's campus. I'd love to get on a phone call with you to learn more, XYZ. Like, use your connections. Connect with these people on LinkedIn, because you never know when you'll need, like, to use it. And then furthermore, definitely make sure you have the LinkedIn app and download Handshake as well. I definitely did not leverage Handshake as much as I should have, There are so many opportunities on Handshake, including a lot of programs, internships, post-grad job opportunities, summits. Like, there's so many opportunities on Handshake. And then there's people that are actually reaching out to you within your messages, just like LinkedIn. When people DM you on LinkedIn, they can DM you on Handshake with different opportunities. Download those apps and use them to your advantage. Next, take advantage of career fairs and company pop-ups. That's literally how I got both of my internships. Steelcase was sitting outside of SPI, and then Wakati hosted a case competition at FAMU that I participated in and won. Had I not participated in the case competition, had I not went to Steelcase's table outside of SBI, I never would have had those opportunities. And then also, I attended every career fair that FAMU had, regardless. I was attending career fairs, and I had an internship and job my entire college career. It doesn't matter. Always attend, because that's how you build your network. Next, leadership is more about your action than your title. This was probably one of my biggest pet peeves going to college, is that a lot of these people are not genuine and they're not intentional about what they do. Just because, like, say you run for a position and you don't get the position, that doesn't mean stop doing community service. That doesn't mean stop helping people within your class, stop hosting events. Just because you have a title or don't have a title, that should have nothing to do with your work ethic in terms of serving your community and wanting better for your class, or wanting better for your school, wanting better for your community. There's a lot of people who have leadership positions, and I can't tell you one thing that they did during their reign or during their administration. So please know that if you do get a leadership position, continue. And be sure that whatever you're doing is actually genuine, and that you're not trying to push your agenda, because that's what a lot of people do. I ain't never see you host a toy drive. I ain't never see you host a prom dress drive or a trash pickup until you was trying to become Miss this, Mr. that, or president, vice president of this. So please be genuine in what you do, and know that in the case that you don't get a position, that has nothing to do with your work ethic and the work that you're doing for FAMU. You should be wanting to do those things because it's in your heart, not because you want to be Miss this, Mr. that, or president, vice president next year. Like, please be genuine in whatever you're doing, because we can tell someone that's not genuine from a mile away. We see it, because you don't know people's names, but you asking them to be on your campaign team. Like, please get to know who you're going to school with, make genuine connections, and serve because it's in your heart, not because it's going to help you push an agenda. Next, everybody can't grow with you. I definitely experienced this, especially when you become a senior. Senioritis is going to hit you, but also you're ready to get out of college, okay? And so a lot of the time, some people that you're hanging out with, especially, I feel like it was heavy in my case because I was graduating before a lot of the people that I came in with. A lot of them, their perspective is way different than mine, because I'm on the tail end of my college experience trying to get out of here. They still are within their sophomore or junior year. That partying, drinking, all that stuff, it becomes old. And so you just have to come to terms with the fact that everybody can't grow with you. That doesn't mean that you stop being friends with them. That doesn't mean that you don't like them. It just means that you're at a certain part in certain stage of your life and they're just not there yet, or they're just in a different stage in their life, and the two don't go together. So it just means distance yourself, or you don't even have to distance yourself. It just means do you. Like, don't be worried about other people. Don't be worried about what your friend group doing, because at the end of the day, it's gonna be your name on that degree, not theirs. So do what you gotta do. If that means distancing yourself, if that means cutting them off, if that means you see them when you see them, so be it. But just know that everybody can't grow with you. Next, once you move off campus, things will change, y'all. The minute I moved off campus, I was barely on FAMU's campus, and I wasn't trying to be on FAMU's campus. My second year, most of the time when I was on FAMU's campus, my second year, I was really on FAMU's campus. Who am I telling? But more than likely, I would have been in Coleman or in class. My 3rd year, I was only on FAMU's campus if I was in class. I was never on campus. No meal plan, I'm staying off campus. I was never on campus. Now, the one thing I will say, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. My 2nd year, I did really good. But my last year, my 3rd year, I was late to class here and there. I missed some classes here and there. Stay strong. Because it is so, baby, when like just the thought of like, oh, I gotta wake up, I gotta get dressed, I gotta drive to campus. If I want to eat, I either gotta eat before, eat in between, or eat after, because I don't have no meal plan. And for me personally, I don't want Chick-fil-A, I don't want Wingstop, I don't want pizza. I want a rice bowl. And they got rid of poblanos for like a specific time period, and even then I meal prep, so I'm not spending money. I'm not trying to spend money every day on food. So it's like, when you can't eat on campus, you can't go home or rest your head in between classes, it makes it a lot less, like, your motivation is going to go down in terms of, do I want to go to class today? Go to class, because you're paying for it. But once you move off campus, everything is literally going to change, because your experience is not going to be the same as it was when you were on campus, because you're not going to be living with people. I had a terrible freshman roommate experience. I'm not even like, that is beyond me now. I'm like, it's above me. I'm not even going to revisit that. But that was the reason why I moved off campus my 2nd year, for sure. But yeah, everything is going to change. Even like going out, a lot of the times there's shuttles, but the shuttles are going on campus. You're staying off campus, so you're definitely gonna have to be Ubering places. Yeah, things are gonna change for sure, but I wouldn't go back to staying on campus. I couldn't imagine staying on campus past my freshman year. I would have been miserable. So yeah, know that. Next, try out everything you can and get as involved as you can within different like areas. So I think it's easy for me because I was a public relations major. So public relations is in the industry, like literally. So it might be different if you're like medicine, law, because those are industries in themselves, but public relations can touch any type of business, because every industry and every type of business needs public relations. Same thing with business. Every industry is a business. So every industry is going to have someone doing accounting, someone doing finance, someone doing marketing, someone doing communications. We're in those types of fields. So an example of this could be, I was interning with FAMU football, and then the following semester, FAMU athletics, sports. I also worked with Journey Magazine, publication, media. I also worked for Wakati, hair care. I have my own hair care business, hair care. I worked for Biore and other personal care brands within Cal, personal care. I worked, what else did I do? I'm missing one. Steelcase, furniture, innovation, design. So it's like there's different, oh, also I worked with Brick Road, music industry. So it's like I'm touching different areas and different industries and getting different experiences and taking on different roles within my industry. So try and get a diverse array of experience in terms of touching multiple industries and also touching multiple positions and titles, and getting that experience under your belt, because you don't know what you're gonna like until you try it out. I wouldn't have known, well, I'm not a football girl, but I love sports. I was an athlete pretty much most of my life. So sports is something that gives me a nice thrill. I wouldn't have known that had I not worked with FAMU football for a semester or worked with FAMU athletics for a semester. So get that experience. And then same thing with organizations. Be sure to do your research in terms of finding an organization that truly speaks to your values, because you don't want to be inactive. Like, you don't want to try it out and then be inactive. But also don't stay in an organization that, like, if you're growing and that organization doesn't represent you anymore, don't stay in it. Like, girl, kick rocks. But yeah, do your research on the organizations and try and get as involved as you can and meet different people. So like for me, my freshman year, and I was in entrepreneurship club. I was the COO and then the CEO of entrepreneurship club. I'm an entrepreneur. It speaks to who I am. So like find organizations that speak to who you are. Next, your final year will likely be your most challenging. I wanted to say your final year will be your most challenging, but I know not everyone's gonna have the same experience. Your final year, you're gonna have senioritis. Think of high school senioritis times a million. You're gonna be ready to get out of there. Everything is gonna get on your nerves. Everybody's gonna get on your nerves. You're probably not gonna be in the mood to party. Like, everything's gonna change because you're a senior, and it's just like, why am I going to Potbellies and Bajas with 18-year-olds and I'm 21 or 22? Like, it's like, come on. But also, that's the year where you're trying to cut down and figure out, how many classes do I have left? What classes do I have to take? How many credit hours? What do I have to do to graduate? What forms do I need to fill out? What do I need to submit? When is my capstone? What do I need for my capstone? When is my graduation shoot? What day do I have to apply to graduation by? Did I complete my graduation checklist? Is everything okay with advisement? Is everything okay with registrar? Am I in a position to graduate? Do I have any holds? There's so much going on, and it literally happened so quickly. That March to May time period, that was probably the most stressful time of my life, because it's like, I'm trying to do capstone. I'm having different exams because I was taking classes with Florida Shines and classes were ending. I'm trying to finish off my classes. I'm taking my capstone. I'm taking classes where we have final projects, but the projects are huge. I was writing a 20-page research paper with probably over 500 pages worth of articles that I had to read and dissect and analyze. I had so much going on, basically like a dissertation, alongside preparing for graduation. My birthday is in April. How my hair gonna be, how my photo shoot gonna be. Like, it was just so much happening at once. So just know, hate to say it, but it's probably gonna be the most stressful, and it's gonna go by really fast, and everything is just gonna be moving so fast. So take time for yourself, but prepare yourself. And then that also goes into my next one. This video is just gonna have to be long. So when you're classified, I graduated summa cum laude, which means I had above a 3.8 GPA. I had a 3.96 while taking 10 classes. It's possible. Whether you're summa, magna, or just cum laude, that's gonna be determined by your GPA from the previous semester. I think a lot of people don't, like, it doesn't click for a lot of people. But when you graduate before, either before grades are due or right around the same time. But when you're preparing for graduation, your grades are not finalized. So whatever your GPA is the semester before you graduate, that's what they're using to determine if you're magna, summa, or cum laude. So for example, I graduated in the spring. They use my fall GPA to classify me as summa cum laude. If you're graduating in the fall, they're either going to use your summer, if you took summer classes, or your spring GPA to determine it. If you're graduating in the summer, they're going to use your spring GPA to determine your classification in terms of magna, summa, and cum laude. So just take that into consideration. You'll graduate with whatever your GPA is for that semester. So I think I might have graduated with like a 3.96 GPA, or a 3.94, I think I graduated with. But I was classified as summa cum laude with a 3.96 GPA because that was my GPA at the end of my fall semester. Next, Florida Shines exists. So Florida Shines is how I was able to take 10 classes. I took classes at FIU, UCF, Polk State, and Pensacola State. I took 5 classes through Florida Shines. I took 2 at Polk State and then 1 at the other 3 universities. But Florida Shines is essentially a platform where you apply to different universities within Florida. It's literally one site. All of the universities that are available with courses available online are on there. You take the classes virtually, you apply through that site, and you basically go through an admission process where you have to get approval from your school to apply. Then once you get full approval from your school, I think it goes advisor, department head, dean, I think registrar, financial aid, and then it's sent over to the other school, and then it goes through their chain of command, and then you're either approved or you're disapproved. But you're able to take courses online at different universities. It's a way for you to stack up credit hours because FAMU has like a credit hour limit. I think it might be like 16 or 18. After that, you need permission to take anything further. And I'm sure well, FAMU didn't have the courses. That's why I took Florida Shines in the first place. But I was taking 20 something credit hours, which is not normal. A lot of people were advising me against it. But Florida Shines, that's a you decision. So if they give you the approval to sign up for the class, it's on you whether or not you take the class or not. But the thing I like about Florida Shines is that it's just like dual enrollment, where it don't matter what grade you get in the class, as long as you get a C, you get credit. It's gonna transfer over as a T credit. And y'all know I'm a big advocate for dual enrollment because I got a B in college algebra, but it transferred over as a T credit, so it didn't affect my GPA. All 5 classes that I took through Florida Shines did not affect my GPA. So that's a good thing if you have a 3.96 GPA and you don't wanna mess up your GPA. But if you have a low GPA and you're trying to bring it up, maybe not. But none of those courses affected my GPA. So that's kind of like a cheat code. It is expensive if you're taking classes at an FIU or UCF, but if you're able to take classes, like I took sign language at a community college. If you're able to take community college classes to fill some of your requirements, it'll be cheaper. And then also it'll be cheaper if you take all your classes at the same university. Unfortunately, I had to do it across 4 different universities because none of them had all of what I needed. But know that you're paying admissions costs, you're paying by credit hour. Like there are fees that are attached to you applying to multiple universities. So the less amount of universities you're taking classes at, the better. Because once you pay that admissions fee, you don't have to pay it again. So I had to pay 4 admissions fees, and UCF and FIU, baby, it was expensive. But yeah, look into Florida Shines. They don't advise you take it in your final semester because sometimes it takes a while for the schools to send over your transcripts. But I was willing to take that risk anyway because even though you graduate in May, they don't send you your diploma until July. So it was like, they gonna send me my stuff before July. And all of my stuff is situated. So I'm good with that. But definitely look into it if you have any courses that either aren't available at FAMU that you need, or if you just want to take some extra courses, or if you want to take a hard course elsewhere so it doesn't affect your GPA, then look into Florida Shines. That'll be a conversation you need to have with your advisor to look into what opportunities they have, but definitely look into that. This video is going to be so long. I'm wondering if I should split it up into 3 parts, but I don't know. Next, if you have a business or service idea, there's no better time to start than now. I'm gonna create a video for business or like entrepreneurs, just giving them advice on like running a business in college. But if you think about it, if you have a service, if you do nails, you do hair, you cut hair, you do lashes, there's literally no better time to start than when you're in college. If you have a hair care business, a clothing business, if you have a service where you're a freelancer, which is, again, is something I wish I would have done, is freelancing. But if you manage campaigns, if you create social media content, start in college. You have a whole 4 years to grow that business and to build a customer base while you're in college. There's literally no better time to start than now. If you have an idea, literally start it. And you're in college, so it's like you're doing it while you're actively working on building a career. I think for me, that's one of the things I'm most grateful for with Synai Symone, is that I have most of my consumer base is FAMU people. Like, they were the bulk of my support system in terms of sales and engagement on social media and things of that nature. Please start your business while you're in college, because a lot of people say like, oh, wait till afterwards, wait till you have experience. But it's like, why would I take the risk of starting a business and adding the stress of starting a business while I'm working full-time, trying to support myself, perhaps even have a family or someone that is depending on me? Why would I not do that when I'm in college? I'm a dependent and I'm in college working on my career. Like, why would I start it? Unless it's like a restaurant or something. But even then, like, people be making plates in college and charging people. You better start a side hustle or something. Like, get that started now. Next, start looking for full-time positions and opportunities after your sophomore year during your junior year. So a lot of the times there are some companies that have programs where you intern with them after your junior year, and then it leads into a full-time opportunity after your senior year. If that's the case, you need to start looking at those opportunities your sophomore year, because they're doing the interviewing process. Like, most interview process happen like a year before. So the end of your sophomore year is when you really need to start looking into opportunities for full-time or any programs where you're interning and it turns into a full-time position. But that also goes to show that just because you're interning with a company doesn't mean they have full-time positions available. So make sure you're consistently applying for different opportunities and not putting all of your eggs in one basket. Yeah, start early in terms of applying for full-time opportunities, applying for internships that can lead into full-time opportunities. Every company is going to have a different program, but a lot of the times that junior year, like, most of the time when you intern for a company, the intention is for you to work there full-time. They're not going to invest their money and their resources into you interning with them if they don't want you to work for them full-time. That doesn't mean that they have a position for you, but they're more than likely going to want you to work within their company if they offer you an internship. So you want to choose your companies wisely, and you also want to start early so that you have time to, you know, go through the loops. And then my last piece of advice, which is going to be two-part. You don't have to accept the first offer that you receive. Speaking from experience, I turned down 2 Fortune 500 companies because one was because of compensation. Know your worth. The other was because I just didn't see myself fitting within that environment. Me personally, now this is a personal preference, I don't believe in accepting a job that I'm not passionate about or that I don't see myself working. I'm not gonna accept an offer just because of the money, or just because that's the only offer I have, or just because it's a job. Times have changed. I don't believe in, oh, you need a job, get a job. I don't really believe in that. I mean, I had a job already, but I wasn't going to accept that Fortune 500 company just because it was a Fortune 500 company. I would have been miserable. I would have been suited and booted every single day, and that's just not my personality. That's not what I see myself doing. Choose a job that fits you, that fits your personality, that fits your ideals, your values, because you're gonna be working there day to day, and you don't want to be miserable. Promise you don't want to be miserable. So you do not have to accept the first offer. That also goes to show, please negotiate, because I remember I was at a career fair. I think I already, like, this is my second time recording this video, so I don't know if I already said that in this video or what, but I was at a career fair. I picked up a paper, and it was a job opportunity for graduating seniors, so people that were about to get their degree, and it was for a sports team. I looked at the pay. It said minimum wage. Excuse me? Minimum. I'm supposed to live off minimum wage after graduating college in 2024. Mind you, the minimum wage in that state, in the state of the team, was likely more than minimum wage. Minimum wage in Georgia is like $7.25. Perhaps it might have increased, but when I was working, it was $7.25. I don't know what the minimum wage was for that state, but imagine working paycheck to paycheck. You're a college graduate and you are working for a company that is offering you minimum wage. That is piss poor. These companies need to do better. A lot of these companies are lowballing students because they think they can get over on students. Just like fast food places try to capitalize off of high school students by only offering them minimum wage and thinking that's okay. These companies are doing the same thing to college graduates and to recent graduates. They're going to lowball you in terms of offering you a salary. Whatever salary they're offering you starting out, just know that there's probably a range that increases like $20,000 from whatever that starting point is. If there is a salary range that is provided, always aim for the maximum price. Like, you need to know your worth, and you need to know how to negotiate. That's also something that you can work with a career and development center. But you should be negotiating, because I promise you, a lot of these companies, they have a set salary range, but they're gonna ask you what is your expected salary first. Because if you choose a salary that's $20,000 below what they were gonna offer you, then they're gonna give you what you asked for. So that also goes to show, aim high, because they can always bring it down, and then you can counter offer with something in the middle. But please do not let these people get over you. Please know your worth. Do not accept the first offer if it's not for you, and don't put all your eggs in one basket, y'all. So that's the end of this video. It was long. I might split it up into multiple parts. Not really sure yet. Still contemplating. I might break it up into multiple parts, because this is kind of a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. If you have any questions, y'all know, put it in the comments. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh wait, I go to Europe today, y'all. I'm literally about to go to Europe in like a couple hours. I just had to get this YouTube video recorded, so I will see y'all later. Europe vlog is coming. Stay tuned, and yeah, bye y'all.